Alright, macro update on Luna. So it looks like we've had a little bit of a throwback since our last video. Nonetheless, we came right back down to our 618 Fibonacci at $81 and initiated a nice little bounce. I mean, we went up about 11%, we're now only up about 6%. Nonetheless, this still looks pretty good to me. If we start off with the MFI and the RSI, you can see since this downtrend, we've really reset the money flow and the relative strength index. So I would expect another push up in the next coming days. If we come over to our momentum indicators, let's see what's going on the weekly. I mean, yeah, like I said, Luna just doesn't know what it's like to enter a bear market. We just have these short-term corrections and we keep pushing to the upside. I mean, the weekly EMA ribbons have just never fired bearish. And even on the squeeze mon, weekly squeeze mon, bulls are just constantly in control. So I do like the setup for Luna that we are seeing right now while we're seeing this short-term decrease. I do think we are going to hold $81. Worst case scenario, if we do break below $81, which I don't think we're going to do, and personally I would prefer if we held the 618 Fibonacci. I think this is the most macro zone, very important to hold $81, keep your eyes on it. But nonetheless, if we do break down, we've got about another 8.5% drop to the 0.5 Fibonacci down here. In my opinion, $74, but you know, approximately $73.80. Keep your eyes on those regions. Either way, I think if we start pushing below and coming down to 74 and start to slip below it, I think that would definitely, you know, make a short-term move to the downside, approximately 20% down to $60. And I don't think that's going to happen. Like I said, I think $81 is going to hold. Worst case scenario though, 74 really needs to hold. So I'll mark this as a big area of support. If this is the bottom, which I do think it is at $81, then we should assume that in the next couple of days we are going to move back above these short-term moving averages on the EMA ribbons. Once again, or $95. 95 would be a good region to push above. That would mean that these daily EMA ribbons will never fire bearish in the first place. And then once again, once we take out the all-time high, 103, I've had this target for a while, but 1.618 Fibonacci up here at 140. It's become a bigger trade since the last time we talked about it, since this little flush out. So I really like the risk to reward ratio on this, a 63% increase to the upside. Nonetheless, I would like to see us, you know, start to W out, maybe come down, you know, another couple percent and then W out of this position. We don't have to W out, we can just continue reversing to the upside. Worst case scenario, something like an inverse head and shoulders. I do think the bulls are in control though, so I'm not really expecting a flush to the downside. 4 hourly momentum has just been in favor of the bulls. You can see we've temporarily been rejected from these 4 hourly EMAs. So on the 4 hour, 93 needs to break. On the daily, it's 95. So, you know, there's a plethora of reasons why we need to get above 95 and 93 on multiple time frames. Call it 95. Let's keep this on the daily. But yeah, I'm really not too worried. Obviously, the bulls are in extreme control. We're miles above. And also you can see, like I said, worst case scenario, we come down to 74, which I don't think we'll do. We'll just be backtesting the weekly short-term moving average, which in the macro term is probably the best thing to do anyway. But yeah, like I said, I think we are going to hold 81. I'd like to see a push above 81. Because of this short-term downtrend, the money flow indicator and the RSI have heavily reset. So yeah, I really like the setup for Luna right now. Keep your eyes on 81. I don't want to break below there, but you know, like I said, $74, last line in the sand. If we lose that, we'll have a little bit of a nasty short-term downtrend. And by a nasty short-term downtrend, I mean, we'll just come down and make a higher low. I mean, I have to run off what Luna's been doing previously, and Luna just doesn't seem to, you know, enter long-term downtrends. It just doesn't happen. So there's no reason for me to believe we'll enter a long-term downtrend now. Either way, 74, in my opinion, has to hold, but I think 81 will hold. So yeah, keep your eyes on those levels, and then once we start pushing up above 95, a big increase, a potential long position up to 140 is definitely on the table. That's all I've got for Luna. Looking very macro bullish, looking very micro bullish. Bulls are definitely in control in pretty much every time frame apart from the daily. That's all I've got for you. Not financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.